Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how the defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Oh, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
On third down, here's Kamara. And they're able to get this one across the 35. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now a play fake here on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. He's just going to dump this one off to his fullback out of the backfield. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on third. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And I don't think Kamara got there. Looks like they stopped him short. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a fourth down. So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. Fourth down. And he's going to have his running back. It's complete. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports.
95-56.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Kamara. It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 31, Breeze into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. CD, with that incompletion, let's talk AFC playoff picture. I think you and I agree that if you put together any sort of power rankings, we'd put Baltimore number 1, certainly in the AFC. But you look ahead to the playoffs getting started on January 4th. Who do you see as their main competitor for that Lamar Hunt trophy?
Well, tradition and us not wanting to be wrong dictates that we say New England next. And rightly so, because of the number of Lombardi trophies they've won, how they've always played at this time of year.
And got his man complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook. This time they go play action, defense bites a bit, and they hit for a big play in the end zone.
So they sold it really well, didn't they? Because of just what you described, they ran at the previous play, come back with the same action, and now they step back and throw it and get a big play for a touchdown. But what happens as a defensive back is your eyes have to go to the right place. You always hear Coach talk about, are your eyes in the right spot? Well, this time the eyes went to the play action. It froze their feet. They weren't moving. And he went on past them and caught the pass for a touchdown.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. He was trying to hit Thomas that time.
Check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Watch the run. Watch the run.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On second and 11 now. Cousins. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. C.J. Ham there to make the grab. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And he wasn't blocking or running it there. They tossed it to him.
And you remember the good old days when the 49ers were riding roughshod in the league? They used their fullback in pass plays all the time. Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those guys were terrific at running these types of plays.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Watch it.
You know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
From the gun on third down, Breeze. And that is incomplete.
Well, it's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there. So Breeze is going to stay out there, and they're going to go for this on fourth down. So here we go on fourth down with Breeze. The open man is Smith. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Hey, nothing to see here, just your standard fourth down gain of 28 yards. And the drive keeps going. Now Breeze. Looking low. Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 41 yards. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Looks good on the extra point, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. Boy, still a half plus to play, but it is a 2-score game. They're going to go onside kick early. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And the running lanes now. Third and long for Cousins. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. And with that incompletion, you know, Charles, one of the big storylines in the final few weeks of the season lies in the AFC South. Tennessee and Houston battling back and forth. Houston won round 1, week 15, a victory in Nashville. But which of those two teams do you think has the potential to go deeper in the playoffs?
Well, Tennessee just lost at home to Houston, and now we'll have to go on the road to play them again in week 17. So I would say, on the surface, you would think Houston. They have the quarterback as well in Deshaun Watson that scares everyone. But I'm picking Tennessee as the team that could go deeper because of their defense. That's really a top 5 defense on any given Sunday. Their ability to rush the passer, their ability to play the ball in the air. I like that Tennessee team, and I think Ryan Tannehill, the switch to him at quarterback, has really energized that club.
Throwing on second down, Breeze. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Hey, watch the slant.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Cousins gives way to Cook. And all the way up to the 47-yard line. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. From the 36, Cousins. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
It's our time. It's our time.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And not a lot of daylight. Not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up second down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Hey, come on, now. Come on, now. Zebra. 54.
Cousins now from the 50. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A gain there of 30 big ones. I guess that answers the question of whether or not they're going to try to play conservative and protect this lead in the third quarter.
And I think this is something we're seeing more and more of in the NFL. Teams not playing to protect leads, teams playing to extend them.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. On second and a couple, Cousins. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
To throw is Cousins. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. They'll run with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one. And
I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, the second half, no matter.
Now a hit and a loose football. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Demario Davis coming in for the sack that time. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. They run, Cook. And only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Again, it's Cook. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you've got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. So a good snap, good hold, and right down the middle.
Never in doubt. Just the way you used to hit them, partner.
You mean like kicking the ball?
Exactly.
Well, that was in high school.
Doesn't matter. I don't care what level. You hit them, they go through.
Now, after the field goal, Bailey will kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it now. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Saints who hold the football, but they're trailing as we begin the 4th quarter of play. He's going to air this thing out deep for 10, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Xavier Rhodes with a pick, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now, after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offense coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? So my guys have to keep running back out on the field, so play calling may come into it a little.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Cameron Jordan wreaking havoc with a sack.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
I'm coming after you. Slam. Slide. No. Deuce. Flat. Joker.
On the ground, it's Cook, and he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook, and he won't be close to a 1st down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's Britton Colquitt now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. On the return, Harris. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Breeze to throw. He'll let it fly in the direction again. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Anthony Harris. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. That turnover might just about do it. Here, 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
You're exactly right. They played smart, couple of 1st downs, and this one should just about be over.
Lets it fly for Thielen. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line.
Ready. 95, 56. Mike 40. Here we go.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. And Thomas has it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 32 that time. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. Looking for Thomas, he's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. Lutz will look to add the extra point. He's got it, and the score's now 27-14. 2 scores down, 2 timeouts at their disposal. This is a critical onside kick. And the Vikings able to recover. The hands team does its job. 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
54 must. Check. Watch 54.
On second down, Cook. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a third and about 3 to go. The Vikings on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. Cook stripped. The ball's out. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game, so hold on here, not done in the fourth. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A very solid gain of 27. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. A toss to Cook. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. A loss of 2 there, 2nd down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
The run hasn't worked the last couple of plays. Now it's 3rd and 14.
Hey, pick it up, defense.
They pitch it out to Cook. Room to run past midfield. And down to the 29-yard line. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints' 29-yard line. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. He finds his man Johnson. A big pickup there, and without question, that should be more than enough to wrap this one up.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Black.
Cousins here to throw. And that'll be caught by Diggs for a Minnesota touchdown. 8 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage.
Well, I've got to laugh here, and I really don't want to because the old school in me is not happy about this score this late, not necessary. But this is Madden, isn't it? Yeah. This is how it works.
Rub it in. Have a day.
I mean, what does it matter? These guys who are playing in this game, there are no feelings.
Exactly. They don't have to face the guy. Well, they might if they're in the same room going head-to-head. But that's the virtual guys on the screen don't have to face each other after this one.
In that case, run it up.
And he'll probably wish he'd reconsidered here. It will cost him 10 yards as he's down at the 15. The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, Pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away